Welcome, friends. This is Tracy Brown, your somatic nutrition therapist and attuned eating expert. And guess what? I'm so sorry. And when I say guess what, I really want to apologize and offer some repair that I wasn't on my regular Monday. Honestly, the days, the times in the day just kept getting away from me in terms of getting everything done that I was required to. So I want to let you all know that these videos are really important and special for me to offer. And, I really care about our little community we have here so much around having the challenges to our rules and all the things that we need to be able to have a thriving life. That's what these videos are for. Sometimes we need more support, obviously, than just these videos. I hope you know that. And I hope you're getting that if you have access to it. So I made that little prompt on Sunday because I want us to think about, we know what's coming. It's December, right? And even in the midst of all of this, diet companies are still going to try to shill their stuff that's not scientifically back to work more than 6 months to 2 years, but that doesn't matter. It's more about provoking in you wounds you have. If you have wounds around being unseen, made you feel like you don't matter based on what you look like, or just in general, if you've ever been made to feel like you're too much in any way, whether it's emotions, body, your needs. Diet culture is always like, oh, come here, and all your wounds you can fix with changing your body. And I want us to be prepared for that, because even though we know better, mentally you might know better that getting a smaller body can only make so much difference. Meaning, I get it. I'm very much aware of the privilege that if you recover in a smaller body, if you just happen naturally to have a smaller body, you just get less harassment. That's totally true. Just basic stuff like going to the doctor, how seats might fit. There's less you got to think about it. It's totally true. But I've never felt like, oh, if I get a smaller body, then maybe people won't be mean to me, is a solution, like a long-term solution to having a thriving life. And it's almost like kind of giving the bullies your lunch money. It's like, no, I don't want to love this body, but I can have a thriving life even if I don't meet the cultural status quo. And this is what this video series is going to be about this week. Is how do we navigate this? The first thing you have to think about, I hope you did some prompts. If you did not do the journal prompts from Saturday, I ask you, do you know basically the enemies? Do you know the schemes? Do you know that they're going to promise health and happiness and strength and gut-togetherness and all of that through their diet program? I hope you know that. Those examples, if you have wounds in your background of those things, feeling like you're too much, you're not enough, you would be prettier or more successful if, change your body or do something different, basically not be fully who you are. Don't be how you are right now, then there's something wrong with you. So that's why exactly diet culture markets in that way. They know that people have trauma. They know that people had neglect. They know that people have been overlooked and not met with enough co-regulation to feel like we can self-soothe when we're in, when we're in overwhelm or we're really busy or whatever. So we know that's true. Okay, so if you've done your journal prompts from this weekend, you'll know where specifically your sensitive buttons are. Let's just put it that way. So today's video, I'm just rehashing Sunday's prompt. Today's video is, why are we going to fight this? What motivation do you have? So just to set this up, is that many people come to me, they call me up and say, hey, I want to work with you. I want to heal my relationship with food. I want to stop restricting and binging. I want to know when enough is enough. I want to understand what my needs are. I want to understand why I have these thoughts. I want to have a sane relationship with food, with movement. I want to be able to accept my body. I don't even have to like my body. I just want to be able to accept this is where I'm at. And I don't want to have food on my mind 24/7. Those are awesome things because we're focusing really on what's causing us so much pain. A diet program can't fix those things. We all know that, right? A smaller body can't fix those things. But I want us to go a step further. When we start to work on the function of these things. How come I think about food 24/7? The things I ask of people, let's say, are like, let's look at where you're unconsciously or consciously under eating. That always causes deprivation driven eating. How much do you believe that what you need is too much or doesn't matter? And that's going to require basically some emotional discomfort. And it's also going to require you to take actions that go against diet culture. So we want to have a reason like, why am I doing this? Oh, that's right. I want to have my mind back for things that I remember a long time ago I used to love or have interest in, or how I would serve, or just the kind of person I want to be based on my values and morals. You got to get clear, about what is important to you. Why to do this work? Because diet culture is so much easier in the short term. Follow a plan, be compliant, give away your will, and now you're a better person versus, that anger is welcome here. How are we going to navigate that as the whole wide world, is busy doing their thing of disembodiment and dissociation this coming January with their food? And you're going to question, like, why am I doing this? Everybody else is dieting. Why can't I? You can. You certainly can. You have that choice. But recognize when you sign on the diet line and you make that contract that I'm going to do this thing, and this mental emotional contract, you are also basically subscribing for obsession and lack of trust and disembodiment. So we've got to have some really good reasons how come we're going to do this work to make it through the next probably 2 to 3 months of the onslaught and have a focus. Otherwise, we're going to feel discouraged because everybody else is dieting, and you're going to feel like, oh, well, they did this and they lost 10 pounds in 2 weeks and maybe I could too. And you might do that, and that's okay. I mean, you're not a bad person. It's just recognizing that well is always dry. There's never an end. It's like if you get to the root of how come this diet stuff feels so important in the first place, you can stop dipping in that well and be satisfied. You can be done. So as I wrap up this video, I just want to remind you that diet culture is going to prey upon your wounds. They hire people to be able to market in a certain way that hits pain points based on how people have been mistreated in the past. They know that. So knowing what your wounds are and getting adequate support for that is super important. And number 2, like, how come you want these freedoms? How come you want to accept your body? How come you don't want to be obsessed 24/7? What would you do with that time? What would you do if you weren't obsessed about what your body looks like, and just wear clothes that fit, that are comfortable, that match your style, and get on with things? Like, how come you want that? Once you have the answers to those questions, you're going to find that taking the steps and being willing to be comfortable with being uncomfortable emotionally sometimes, even being comfortable with being uncomfortably full sometimes, and not trying to fix it or change it, and ride through it. Reach out for support. Structure your days that look a little bit more like, this looks like a day of a person who doesn't worry about calories. Doesn't mean a free-for-all. It doesn't mean that health isn't important. It just means that you're somebody who's pretty attuned to the big picture of health, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. That's what you're looking to set up. If you don't have those things in place, you're kind of just hoping for the best. So I really want you to take some time this week to be thinking about how to armor up on some level. It's really important. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Everybody here's here live. Thank you for taking your time to be live with me in this community. If you need to reach out for more individual or group, small group support that's really geared around towards normative eating, what's the right word? Intentional, joyful movement, body image work, nervous system regulation work, peaceful eating communities there for you, as well as individual work if you need it. So thank you so much. Please take advantage of these free coaching videos as well, and would love to hear from you. Thank you so much, and I will see you actually tomorrow. We're going to do a video tomorrow. This is a makeup from Monday, and we are going to just go a little bit deeper on this topic. So I'll see you then. Bye for now.